Totally came back. Okay. I have irritable bowel syndrome. I'm not an angry asshole. I just have one. And what that means is I have alternating constipation and diarrhea. But half the time, I don't give a shit. This is supposed to be like self-deprecation. It's more like self-defecation. I think I hit a low point in my life. The other day, someone caught me attempting to have anal sex with a statue. I think I finally hit rock bottom.
I warned you, Craig.
A couple days ago, my father gave me this book, a journal, meant to be filled in with all of the adventures of the father and passed on to the son. And I opened it up and said, "Dad, this is empty." And he said, "Drew, I didn't know your real father." I can only sleep if I'm holding something, like my body pillow or my girlfriend, or my body pillow made of past girlfriends. It freaked me out, the Oroville Dam, the idea that my city, Davis, might be flooded with people from Oroville.
So true. Yay. That's a new one. That's good.
True story. You ever have trail mix or something like that, and there's just one thing in it that you hate, like raisins, and you just pick them all out? That's like basically Trump's immigration policy. I inherited a morgue, but I'm more of a businessman than a mortician. So I think I might turn it into a Build-A-Bear workshop for necrophiliacs. I was in the car with my mom, and this song came on. I'm like, "Mom, this song is terrible." She's like, "Drew, you know, you wouldn't have been born without this song." And I'm like, "Well, what would Dad have said?" Your dad would have said, "You wouldn't have been born if there hadn't been a ban on aborting rape babies."
Oh. I have to think about that one.
Just trying to keep it family friendly. Just a different kind of family. When I was younger, my mom used to tell me, "Drew, don't play with your food." But what she really meant was, "Don't play with my breasts," because we were sharing chicken. Sometimes I tell jokes just to make my mom uncomfortable. I was trying to write some jokes about refugees, but they just weren't getting in. I like my women like I like my burgers. Thick and juicy, and sometimes in bags in the freezer. In Mexico, soy sauce is very introspective. I am.
Soy is I am.
The first people to have six-packs were the Aboriginals. They say that sluts don't get cold in the winter. That's not true. Just ask the one in my freezer. My girlfriend is a screamer during sex, which is awkward for my housemates. Hearing her screaming, "No!" My uncle just turned 40, and they said that he's over the hill, buried somewhere. You may have noticed by now that I'm obesely morbid. Depression suffers from me. I always thought that daycare was for vampire children. I was trying to get a Syrian dog, but it just took too long to get him vetted. They say that beauty is more than skin deep. In fact, it's quite deep, if you sink her like I do.
What is?
I know this scrap robot. He got in trouble for indecent exposure when he whipped out his junk. After he got out of prison, I gave him a gift. A new butt plug. My Vietnamese friend invited me to a barbecue. When I got there, I got kind of mad because there was a dog on his grill. I said, dude, I told you you're a terrible driver. They say that most accidents happen within 1 mile of your home. And 1 mile from my mom's house, I was conceived. It's really hard to get advice on how to kill yourself. Everyone I ask is clearly bad at it. Sometimes I wonder what happens after we die. Heaven,
Yeah.
bleak nothingness, necrophilia. Maybe some of us will finally get laid to rest. Can you still hear me over that?
Yeah, it's like crazy.
Hail.
It's in hail. I mean, it's just nuts. Yeah, there's hail all over.
My girlfriend's not very big on alcohol, but she can only get off if she's shit-faced, which is great for me, since I have IBS.
Vanessa, you're such a good girlfriend.
She didn't originally have brown eyes. I met this suicidal grape with a foot fetish. He said, turn me into wine. For Christmas, since my girlfriend was pregnant, and being the nice guy that I am, I just gave her a coat hanger. For the baby's clothes. Oh my God. There's this pink bird that coughs up lots of crap. It's the flamingo. What's the difference between a fruit and a vegetable? You can't pull the plug on a fruit. And I would stick my dick in a vegetable. This chick's weight went from 150 to 180 in 3 days. It was water weight. She was bloated, says the guy that found her body in the river. I got a new rape whistle. My girlfriend's a virgin, so I asked her if she wanted to take that next step. And she said, you know, once we do it, there's no going back. I said, well, are you ready? And she said, yeah. And so I sacrificed her to Satan. The other day I submitted my abstract. It's just a bunch of random shapes and colors. I found out that my girlfriend replaced all of my pills with Skittles when I had the biggest sugar rush of my life. It was really funny. This little kid was pronouncing legumes wrong. He kept saying, legume. No. I think that Melania Trump might be a pedophile. When Donald finger bangs her, it feels like she's being fingered by a child. Do you ever go rappelling with someone and then they just keep talking and talking and eventually you just have to cut them off? You might be wondering at this point, is Drew going to rape and murder me after the show? Don't worry, I can't multitask. When I was young, if I ever bragged, my mom would say, don't get a big head. But nowadays, I think you'd say, don't get a small head, because the Zika virus. Babies with small heads. It does not look as cute as it sounds. I parked my Kia Soul at an auto scrapyard in a spot that said compact, and now it's a Kia Cube. Whenever I go out on a date with a girl, just for sex, I don't talk and I listen the entire time. I call it a vagina monologue.
Oh, God. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have.
Get it off. Oh.
There's only one way to suppress audience chatter. And it involves lots of incest. You can probably tell that my girlfriend is way nicer than I am. So I gave her this insult to tell me. My boyfriend is in his 20s, but his penis makes me feel like I'm a pedophile. I told my girlfriend to be more animalistic. She threw her poop at me. Earlier, I ejaculated and there was a bunch of blood. I thought that I might have ruined the corpse. I have very conservative grandparents, and I like black metal. So I don't know if they hate it because they think it's satanic, or because they think it's black. I was supposed to see my grandpa earlier for lunch. My mom called me up and she said, Drew, Grandpa flaked. I said, what is that? Like, coming for old people? I once had a black girlfriend. Well, after the house fire. I dumped her. I don't remember which river. Did you hear about that whore that took one to the head? She got a round. For the hitman, it was the money shot. Who would win in a fight, a Japanese person or a cockroach, with regards to being irradiated?
My wheels are spinning. I can't get that.
You get it?
I don't get that.
World War II,
Hiroshima,
Fukushima.
roaches.
I like to make animal noises during sex to remind my girlfriend of her family. She was raised by wolves. I once had a text message cost me $8,500, not including the charges from the vehicular manslaughter. Earlier I put my hair in a pony, my pubic hair in a pony. Some people say, Drew, watching your comedy is like a gangbang. You never know what's gonna come next. My girlfriend keeps getting pregnant. I told her to cut it out. She told me, stop babying me. Do you ever start making out with a girl? Then you find out she has herpes. You find out she's actually not a girl, but a lizard person. And then you might have a dinosaur. I heard that there's a child rapist on the loose. We should try and get him home before his bedtime. I have so much pubic hair that you can't even see my penis. My girlfriend calls me Sasquatch. I try to send her dick pics, but they're always blurry. This obese girl accidentally smothered her boyfriend during sex. He couldn't get her off. The Invisible Man's dad got a sex change and became a woman, and now the Invisible Man has a trans parent. How does my girlfriend's pussy taste? Umami.
Which is something else.
It's essentially it's MSG. You have like sweet, savory,
No, it's like
bitter,
I was
sour,
laughing at your face.
umami.
Your reaction.
When I first heard it, I was traumatized. I'm like, what the hell?
I don't know. I think you looked more guilty. Do you think that the Transformers abused cash for clunkers to get money for their abortions? I'm not going to explain it. My girlfriend asked me, Drew, have you ever eaten cactus? I said, no. I don't really like pricks in my mouth. But I'll tell you what, my girlfriend loves cactus. I'll end on this one. My sister is a cheap asshole. And by that, I mean $5 anal. Which explains why she has all my allowance money.